strong Son of God, immortal Love, whom we that have not seen thy face, by faith and faith alone embrace, believing where we cannot prove. Thine are these orbs of light and shade, thou madest life in man and brute, thou madest death, and lo, thy foot is on the skull which thou hast made. Thou wilt not leave us in the dust. Thou madest man, he knows not why. He thinks he was not made to die, and thou hast made him, thou art just. Thou seemest human and divine, the highest, holiest manhood thou. Our wills are ours, we know not how, our wills are ours to make them thine. Our little systems have their day, they have their day and cease to be. They are but broken lights of thee, and thou, O Lord, art more than they. We have but faith, we cannot know, for knowledge is of things we see, and yet we trust it comes from thee, a beam in darkness. Let it grow. Let knowledge grow from more to more, but more of reverence in us dwell, that mind and soul, according well, may make one music as before, but vaster. We are fools and slight. We mock thee when we do not fear, but help thy foolish ones to bear. Help thy vain worlds to bear thy light. Forgive what seemed my sin in me, what seemed my worth since I began. For merit lives from man to man, and not from man, O Lord, to thee. Forgive my grief for one removed, thy creature whom I found so fair. I trust he lives in thee, and there I find him worthier to be loved. Forgive these wild and wandering cries, confusions of a wasted youth. Forgive them where they fail in truth, and in thy wisdom make me wise. Old you, which graspest at the stones that name the underlying dead, thy fibres net the dreamless head, thy roots are wrapped about the bones. The seasons bring the flower again, and bring the firstling to the flock, and in the dusk of thee the clock beats out the little lives of men. Oh, not for thee the glow, the bloom, who changest not in any gale, nor branding summer suns avail to touch thy 1,000 years of gloom. And gazing on thee, sullen tree, sick for thy stubborn hardihood, I seem to fail from out my blood, and grow incorporate into thee. I sometimes hold it half a sin to put in words the grief I feel, for words, like nature, half reveal and half conceal the soul within. But for the unquiet heart and brain a use in measured language lies, the sad mechanic exercise like dull narcotics numbing pain. In words like weeds I'll wrap me o'er like coarsest clothes against the cold. But that large grief which these enfold is given in outline and no more. Dark house by which once more I stand, here in the long, unlovely street, doors where my heart was used to beat so quickly, waiting for a hand that can be clasped no more. Behold me, for I cannot sleep, and like a guilty thing I creep at earliest morning to the door. He is not here, but far away the noise of life begins again, and ghastly through the drizzling rain on the bold street breaks the blank day. Fair ship that from the Italian shore sailest the placid ocean plains, with my lost Arthur's loved remains, spread thy full wings and waft him o'er. So draw him home to those that mourn in vain. A favourable speed ruffle thy mirrored mast, and lead through prosperous floods his holy urn. All night no ruder air perplex thy sliding keel, till phosphor bright as our pure love through early light shall glimmer on the dewy decks. Sphere all your lights around, above, sleep, gentle heavens, before the prow, sleep, gentle winds, as he sleeps now, my friend, the brother of my love. My Arthur, whom I shall not see till all my widowed race be run, dear as the mother to the son, more than my brothers are to me. I hear the noise about thy keel, I hear the bell struck in the night, I see the cabin window bright, I see the sailor at the wheel. Thou bring'st the sailor to his wife, and travelled men from foreign lands, and letters unto trembling hands, and thy dark freight, a vanished life. So bring him, we have idle dreams, this look of quiet flatters thus our home-bred fancies. Oh, to us, the fools of habit, sweeter seems to rest beneath the clover sod that takes the sunshine and the rains, or where the kneeling hamlet drains the chalice of the grapes of God, than if with thee the roaring wells should gulf him fathom deep in brine, and hands so often clasped in mine should toss with tangle and with shells. Calm is the morn without a sound, calm as to suit a calmer grief, and only through the faded leaf the chestnut pattering to the ground. Calm and deep peace on this high world, and on these dews that drench the firs, and all the silvery gossamers that twinkle into green and gold. Calm and still light on yon great plain that sweeps with all its autumn bowers, and crowded farms and lessening towers to mingle with the bounding main. Calm and deep peace in this wide air, these leaves that redden to the fall, and in my heart, if calm at all, if any calm, a calm despair. Calm on the seas, and silver sleep, and waves that sway themselves in rest, and dead calm in that noble breast which heaves but with the heaving deep. I envy not in any moods the captive void of noble rage, the linnet born within the cage that never knew the summer woods. I envy not the beast that takes his license in the field of time, unfettered by the sense of crime, to whom a conscience never wakes. Nor what may count itself as blessed the heart that never plighted troth, but stagnates in the weeds of sloth, nor any want-begotten rest? I hold it true, whate'er befall, I feel it when I sorrow most. 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. My own dim life should teach me this, that life shall live for evermore, else earth is darkness at the core, and dust and ashes all that is. This round of green, this orb of flame, fantastic beauty, such as lurks in some wild poet when he works without a conscience or an aim. What then were God to such as I? 'Twere hardly worth my while to choose of things all mortal, or to use a little patience ere I die. 'Twere best at once to sink to peace, like birds the charming serpent draws, to drop head foremost in the jaws of vacant darkness, and to cease. With weary steps I loiter on, though always under altered skies. The purple from the distance dies, my prospect and horizon gone. No joy the blowing season gives, the herald melodies of spring, but in the songs I love to sing, a doubtful gleam of solace lives. If any care for what is here survive in spirits rendered free, then are these songs I sing of thee not all ungrateful to thine ear. Be near me when my light is low, when the blood creeps and the nerves prick and tingle, and the heart is sick, and all the wheels of being slow. Be near me when the sensuous frame is racked with pangs that conquer trust, and time a maniac scattering dust, and life a fury slinging flame. Be near me when my faith is dry, and men, the flies of latter spring, that lay their eggs and sting and sing, and weave their petty cells and die. Be near me when I fade away, to point the term of human strife, and on the low, dark verge of life, the twilight of eternal day. When on my bed the moonlight falls, I know that in thy place of rest, by that broad water of the west, there comes a glory on the walls. Thy marble bright in dark appears, and slowly steals a silver flame along the letters of thy name, and o'er the number of thy years. The mystic glory swims away. From off my bed the moonlight dies, and closing eaves of wearied eyes, I sleep till dusk is dipped in grey. And then I know the mist is drawn, a lucid veil from coast to coast, and in the dark church, like a ghost, thy tablet glimmers to the dawn. Sleep, kinsman, thou, to death and trance and madness, thou hast forged at last a night-long present of the past, in which we went through summer France. Hadst thou such credit with the soul, then bring an opiate trebly strong, drug down the blindfold sense of wrong, that so my pleasure may be whole. While now we talk, as once we talked, of men and minds, the dust of change, the days that grow to something strange, in walking as of old we walked beside the river's wooded reach, the fortress and the mountain ridge, the cataract flashing from the bridge, the breaker breaking on the beach. So many worlds, so much to do, so little done, such things to be. How know I what had need of thee, for thou wert strong as thou wert true? The fame is quenched that I foresaw, the head hath missed an earthly wreath. I cursed not nature, no, nor death, for nothing is that errs from law. We pass. The path that each man trod is dim, or will be dim, with weeds. What fame is left for human deeds in endless age? It rests with God. O hollow wraith of dying fame, fade wholly, while the soul exults, and self enfolds the large results of force that would have forged a name.